Welcome back to Drupal 7 tutorial how to create your website. We are creating youtubejunkie.com. This is part 6 and we will be creating new content type. Currently our website has already a theme. It looks almost okay. It has some static content, but the idea behind the site is that people actually visit it not only to browse through content but also to introduce new content, and this content is all about links from YouTube. So they want to provide some new entry which will consist of title, link and tags. So we have to create a new content type that will actually be like this, will be specifically created for that purpose. So how do you do so? We have to enter structure, content types, and we will introduce new content type by add content type. Okay, I will call it YTJ entry. Okay, the machine name is automatically generated, but I want it different. I want it to be like this. Okay, one more time. I want to look through the options. So okay, I want it to be optional when submitting such entry, but I don't want it to be automatically promoted to homepage, because the whole idea is that if anybody introduces this new entry, it will be promoted to homepage by admin. Until so, it will stay in the pending section. So I am unmarking this one. I don't want the author to be displayed, and comments yes, but I don't want the option to preview the comments. Okay, that's good. Let's manage fields. Okay, and so maybe this is okay. Maybe let's change the order of things. Okay, and body I want to rename. I want it to be something like paste YouTube link here. Okay, and this of course should be required field. I don't want the summary input for this, and the number of values. Okay, and this is actually the field that user will introduce the link, so one row is more than enough. One row is more than enough. I'm going to save it. I want some, and there's one more thing that we need tags. Okay, so I am adding tags field. It will be the type of term reference, and it will be autocomplete term widget, which means that while you are typing, if such field, such tag already exists in the system, it will autocomplete what you're writing. If you start writing compilation and it already is in the system, it most probably will autocomplete it before you actually manage to finish the word you're typing. Okay, let's add it. Okay, let's name it differently. It tries to connect text vocabulary, which is okay. And of course I want it to make I want it to be a required field, and I want user to have possibility to enter maximum 10 values. This is okay. And yeah, let's change order of things. Good. Now we have to remember that the idea is that user presents a link to YouTube. So I want to be sure that when somebody enters something here, it is a link, right? So I need some validation, and there are actually modules that do this for you. So we will do some installation. Let's go to modules and let's go to install new module. And the validating module that I want to install is field validation, but it so happens that it requires chaos tools, so I will first install the chaos tools. Okay, let's enable it. Let's enable it. I think it will be enough. And then finally we can install field validation. Field validation is a proper module. I love it. It really allows you to validate many things. You will see in a second. Okay. Now let's go back to our new entry content type. And let's manage fields, and here you can see there is a new option, validate. So I will click on validate on the link section, and there is this type that actually is what we need here. The URL verifies that user entered data is a valid URL. I will click it. So I will just name it. Alright, and I will validate that this actually looks at the value user entered, and I want it to be external URL. And okay, let's put some error message here, right? So let's name it the link you provided is not correct. And let's add the rule. Okay, so the rule has been created. So actually we are at the point where we can try to add this new content type. So I will try to add the new content, but I will try it as a not logged visitor. Okay, so as you can see, it tries to add the form for adding new YouTube entry is when you call such address node add and YT entry, so machine name of our new entry type. So I think I will just hook it up to the add new button here. So what I want to do, I want to open the page template, and where are the buttons? This is this section actually. This actually, click here, click to add new entry, right? So what I wanted here is to have this link active. So again, I will use the base path, and then I will go with node add YT entry. Okay, let's upload it. Let's clear the cache and let's see what happens. Okay, add new, access denied. Okay, I forgot about one thing. This is a new content type, and I have to set permissions of how this content type is handled. So this is what I have, this is what I created. I want an anonymous user to have actually permission to create new entry. Yes. and I want administrator to have all the other rights to do everything with this. So I'm saving. Alright, let's try it again. Great. This is great. And it also almost looked good because I actually already did some stuff with CSS, so all the fields are those two upper fields have equal length, and it actually doesn't look half bad. So now what I want to test is if my validation works. Let's see. It doesn't work. This is great. Okay, so let's enter some proper YouTube video and let's see what happens. Okay, let's call it a lie detector, and let's have some tag here, Fanny. There we go. Okay, now there are a few things here that I don't like about it. The whole content is not organized well, and of course the link is still a link and it's not embedded video. We'll have to do something about it. I actually want to promote it, this content, to the homepage to see how it looks. Let's open the homepage. Okay. So it's not what I want actually. I want it to look good, and this doesn't look good. Definitely not. So there are a few things I have to do about it. I have to take care of the margins. I have to take care of this link. It should not be a link. It should be an embedded video. And I have to do something with. At this point, I don't want users to have possibility to enter comments from here. I want them to have opportunity to enter comments, but once they actually go into that node. So I don't want them to comment on the teaser, right? And in the end, I'll want to change the read more into something a bit different, because read more doesn't actually sound good, and it's well, doesn't look good. The user will not want to click it. I think we'll change it to something like comments, so he or she, the visitor, will want to click comments to see all the comments there are for this. But let's start with one thing. Let's start with the margins. So it's actually very easy to use. I already have it. I have a node template, and this is the structure of the node, and I want to wrap it up in with some additional divs, right? So I have additional divs. I will then handle them in the cascade style sheet, and as a result I will be able to add some padding or margin or whatever I want. Of course, I have to remember about closing the div section, right? And also I want to have a backlink when I'm in the full mode, so I will add something like this. This is actually not good. Okay, so if the view mode means that it specifies what kind of mode the node is currently in. It can be teaser, it can be full. So in case it is full, so the whole screen, I want there to be a go back button on the bottom, so the user can actually go back. Let's see what these changes do to us. It's not template. Okay, so the margins okay. Now, what about the YouTube video? I mean, we have to convert this link into the embedded video because, you know, having a site with links, that doesn't really make sense. Fortunately, there is one module that does just that. Let's see how it works. I have it downloaded. I will install it. It's called GoogTube. Let's go. I will enable it. It's active. Okay, so now what I have to do, I have to create a new, I have to go to the configuration, text formats, and I will create a new text format. Okay, this text format will be available for everybody. I want to call it YouTube Junkie link converter. Okay, and what I wanted to do is GoogTube filter. Okay, so I wanted to convert links automatically into YouTube and Vimeo videos. I'll also mark other options to convert other links. What is important is that I want this conversion filter act first, always first. So I will set the weights so it's on the top, right? 0. It will be first. It will always be first. Okay. So what do we have more? We have, okay, I would change, I want to have full screen button. Okay, and the rest I think is okay. So this is done. What I have to do now is I have to go back to my content type and I have to change actually the default text format here. I want it to be this converter, which will take care of any conversion. Okay, it will not be visible now because I actually have to create new entry. So let's recreate it. I will delete that one and re-enter it. Okay, it's done. Let's do it. I will call it lie detector, and I think, like you can see, I started typing funny, but before that I actually entered this tag, so it's already in the system, and the system is giving me a hint that something like this exists. Okay, doesn't work. Okay, I forgot about one more thing. Let's get back to the configuration text formats, and this new converter I created, I want it to be first. So once again I would change the weights, so it should be first, so it will be always the default one. Okay, so actually in case of our website, when I'm creating new content, this I don't see options here to choose the default formatting because I have hidden these options, but because the converter is currently the default, the first one, so it is the default one. So when I enter the link here, it will work. Okay. Now previously I have entered the funny tag, so now when I start typing it should, yeah, it's there. So it's good. And it works. This is good. This is not a teaser view, this is a full view, so actually we can see the tags and we can see the go back button. Okay, let me promote it to the home page. Let's see how it works in the teaser view. Oh, there are actually, yeah, okay, this is the old one. This one I will delete, and this one I will promote. Okay, let's see. This is good. Okay, so we fixed the margins and we fixed the movie. Now I want to do something with these links. What I want to do with them is, I don't really want to have commenting option straight from the teaser, so I want to get rid of it, and this I want to rename to comments, and it will have the same functionality as it has right now. So when user clicks it, it will open the full view, and there user will be able to see all the comments, and he will be also able to comment. But I think if it reads comments, then it will be, if this read more reads comments, it will be more logical. So let's do this. First I want to remove this one. Okay, getting rid of this one is very easy, because in case of YouTube Junkie there is no such thing as registering accounts or logging in, so we just have to add permissions for everybody to be able to comment. Okay, so I need to go to people, permissions, and yeah, everybody can view comments, but I want also everybody to post comments. Add a new comment. Okay, this is only partly a solution for me. Now I want to get rid of this add new comment, and I do so by editing the node template. There's this link section, right? I have to replace this section. I have actually some code that handles it. So if you have any this kind of problem ever, I think you can use it. This will solve it. So let's see. I have uploaded the file. I'm clearing the cache. Okay. Okay. It's almost okay. Now I just don't. The last thing is that I don't like this read more. I want it to be something else instead of read more. I want it to be comments. So unfortunately I haven't found another way of renaming it than to actually I had to change one thing in Drupal core. So all that we did so far was within the template. It didn't involve any changes in Drupal core, but for this I have to change the core. So what I found out that let me go into Drupal installation and into modules, into node, there we go, and node module. Let's open it. Okay, and this read more is simply hard-coded right here. I'll rename it, and I will simply put it into the core. So I have to go up, I have to go to modules, node, and I will replace the file. This is actually not a good way to go, because the next time you will be upgrading your Drupal core to the higher version, you will actually lose this change. You will have to do it again, because when you are doing the upgrade of Drupal, you are replacing all the files except for these, except for the sites, and except for robots, right? Because you will most probably do some modifications to robots files, so you don't want it replaced. But all the other files, they will be replaced with the new core. So this is not a good change, but this is actually the only way I found out how to do this. So this is how I did it. If you have maybe some better idea, please let me know. Let's see. Great. Okay. There is actually one more thing I want to do here, which I forgot. We have introduced this add new entry formula, and there is the validation. But I don't actually like the way the warnings and the errors look like. I want it to look different. How do I do so? There is actually quite an easy way to do this. There is a method which you can override, or you can hook up to it. I am looking at the Drupal installation folder, and I will go into the includes and theme inc. Okay, and the method I think about is this theme status messages. Okay, you can hook it up to your, or you can run it in your theme simply by implementing it in your theme and renaming theme to your template, right? So in our case, it should be YouTube Junkie theme 1 status messages. And then we have to change the body, so we have to introduce some divs, some classes, some style sheets, so the error messages look different. Okay. Now the question is, what actually is the best place to do some such things? And the answer for this is quite simple. In theme folder, okay, we can always include something that is called a template PHP. Template PHP file can contain any method or variable that you will have access to in your template. It can also contain the methods like this theme status messages, which you can which Drupal will initiate in the proper time. Okay, so I actually have it ready. Just give me a second. Okay, so template PHP, template PHP, and I have already implemented this method. So it's called status messages, but instead of theme we have YouTube Junkie 1, and here is the body of this method that it used to be, but I have introduced some divs which will make it look better. So I'm going to copy it to the server, just in case. I'll clear it, and now let's see what happens. Wow, it looks so much better. so much better. So I have overridden the way the errors and warnings are being displayed in a YouTube Junkie theme. Okay, so this is good. Let's take a closer look. If I okay, one more thing. So this looks good, this looks good. We have this go back button we have implemented, but I don't want this section to be visible because here user has the possibility to actually choose the way the comment will be formatted. So I actually don't want anything fancy in comments, so I want it to be simply a plain text. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to structure and I'm going to choose this new content type. Let's see, comment field options, and what I'm interested in is this comment body. I will edit it and I will set text processing as simply plain text. It will solve my problem completely. Perfect. Okay, so this is actually it for this chapter. What we did, we actually introduced new content entry type called YouTube entry, which allows user to enter title, link and tags. This link is always displayed as embedded YouTube video. Okay, we connected the entry formula to the add new button. We added some validation. We added these very cool way of displaying error and warning messages, and we have also tweaked and bettered the way the node is being displayed. So we took care of the margins, took care of how it actually displays the video, and took care of the links below. So we have the most of the pieces ready, right? Okay, so this is actually all for the part 6 of the tutorial. We have created new content type, and now all we have to do is we have to create the views to have these upper tabs handled, and it's almost everything that will make our site work properly. So this is it for the part 6. Thanks guys for watching. I think you will like part 7, creating the views, which is quite a big topic in Drupal. And well, see you around.